We have a coffee bar area, like a rolling island where we're gonna have coffee. And this is gonna go above that. So what I'm getting ready to do is create some texture on here. And then what I did was I took some styrofoam pieces. And they were gonna be initially on the centerpiece picture that I had created at the office. And these are just styrofoam balls. And I covered them in the textured material. So I really like how they turned out. That was kind of a messy, goopy project. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our joint compound. We're gonna cover it in this, but I'm also gonna take some hot glue. This isn't plugged in yet. And I'm gonna do like some dripping texture on here. And I believe we're gonna use these colors. So some browns, some warm brown, some espresso, some kind of neutral, not neutral, but matte kind of brown, but really rich and warm colors. And we're gonna offset it with like the buttermilk color. And one of my favorite colors is like, well, this is sea mist, but I love, this is my favorite color, teal blue. So let's see how it turns out. Let me get the joint color. So I already shared with you, this is the one I use. It's lightweight, but after this runs out, I'm gonna get a heavier one. I didn't dislike the other two, but I'm looking for something specific. And even though these have given me great texture, it just doesn't have that that I'm looking for, but we're gonna find it. So trust you me, I learned my lesson after that last snafu. Like my hands are just starting to feel unweird. So I have gloves on. So we're just gonna smear it all over the place. And I feel like this gives me a little bit more control than using the tool that we had to spread it on, because I can kind of control like the design, if I want it swirly, if I want it to have little spikes or what have you. Whereas I think it just depends on the look you're going for. So let me go hold that bucket so I can get this smeared out, and I'll come back and show you what the texture is looking like, and then show you when I get ready to add the glue. Okay, so now this is how it's looking. I just basically used my hand with the glove on, hallelujah, to make swirl patterns. And what's really incredible is God has given me the names of the different pieces of art that I'm working on. I don't have a name for this one yet, but the other two I finished, like literally gave me a scripture and a name to go with the other two. So I'm super excited about that. And I'll share that with you once we get them finished. And I get ready to hang them. I'm gonna put that on the back of the paintings and I'll show you. So we're gonna have to let this dry. But what I'm gonna do is while it's drying, I'm gonna go plug in the hot glue gun and just start creating a texture on here with that as well. So then we're gonna see how that turns out together. Like, I don't think it should melt it because hot glue dries really quickly. So let's check that out. And I'm almost thinking that if you wanted to, you could mix paint colors with the joint compound. Let me make sure that's what this is while I'm calling it that. Spackling. So you can probably mix colors with the spackling, with the joint compound if you choose to use that, or the tile. The gaps and cracks, I think that dries too fast to add color to. That stuff is crazy. But I believe you can like mess around with textures and colors and try different things out. So we may do that in another project. And you can also put this, it's really soft. And people use this to make fake cupcakes and different faux decorations for desserts and food art and stuff. So what you could also probably do is put it in a piping bag if you don't have gloves, or if you don't want to touch it, or if you want to put it on like frosting and like put piping along the edges for whatever you're making, you could probably use a piping bag too. So let me go get an extension cord for my glue gun. I'll be back. Okay, so I had to go get the Old Faithful glue gun. She's not cute at all. So I'm just gonna make some swirls. And you know, glue guns kind of have a mind of their own, huh? I had to add another one, but this one was taking a moment to warm up. But what I like about them is that you can just kind of do what you want. And that's the thing with creating art is, you know, it's what you like. I think that this is the most fun I've had being creative without any stress around it or any pre-planned ideas, because I honestly didn't know what I was going to do when I started painting everything. But I think it's come out really pretty. So again, I'm just making swirls and lines, or let me say doing my best to. I gotta go add another glue stick. So I'm gonna show you what it looks like as soon as I get all the swirls on. Okay, so look how it turned out. So everything you see that's raised and squiggly, that's the hot glue. So I think it's gonna be really pretty. I'm trying to decide if I'm gonna leave some white in here or not, because I really like how that turned out. And if it would be awesome if I had to paint it this white and then it had these clear little swirls. But we're gonna stick with our original design idea. And I'm gonna just sit this on. No, I don't want to show you the idea. No. So just wanted to show you that we got all the glue put on there, but we're letting the spackling dry. And then once the spackling dries, which will be at least 12 hours, so overnight, then we'll be able to go ahead and start the painting design and go from there. So here I am just taking the time. I was just wanted to show you what it was looking like. And you'll see also where I was using like just paint and then paint and water technique to fill in all the brown color and the brown area to make the base of it. And then after I got all this finished, I realized I didn't film everything where you would see me adding the blue and the gold and the silver. So I apologize that there are no in-between photos once we get through this section. But look at all the beautiful texture that came out from the joint compound and the hot glue, which the hot glue was really hard to work with because I didn't realize hot glue sticks, if they separate, they're kind of not consistent to push the glue out. So in hindsight, I needed to use longer glue sticks. Miriam had to teach me that. So here I am putting in the darker shades of brown because again, I want this to tie into the coffee bar that we have in the office. And of course, anybody else that buys it that loves warm shades of brown, dark chocolates, rich caramels, vanilla, you're going to see in the completed photo how we added teal and light blue. And it just came out really beautiful. It has this metallic finish because we ended up doing a lot of that texture, the raised portion of the texture as well. We did some white dots throughout, and then we did silver piping around it. So it came out really beautiful. Marvin is going to hang it in the office hopefully one day this week. So I'm going to stop talking here. I wasn't able to pipe music in because I couldn't figure out how to do that. But maybe it's just like relaxing and soothing watching me fill in the photo. And then you're going to see the pièce de résistance at the end because I realized I did not photograph the in-between coloring. So I'm sorry about that with the in-between painting where you see all the depth and the transitions. I'll do better about that. God bless you guys. Hope you love it.